Hello everybody. Wanted to share a breakfast pizza recipe that's a real frugal recipe that we cook quite a bit here. It's a wonderful recipe, and basically it has a biscuit crust, gravy as a sauce with scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, whatever you wanted to use. Basically I'm just going to start with our scratch biscuit recipe. It's going to be 2 cups of flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and sift that together. Go half a cup of shortening. So we cut that in with the pastry cutter. And basically what you're going for is just a pretty consistent mix. We'll add in about 3/4 of a cup of milk. And just get it stirred to where it's just starting to stick together a little bit. Now this is where mine's going to differ just a little bit from some. Is when I put it on my cookie sheet on my board here, it's still going to not be mixed completely. Some people like to form the ball in the bowl. I kind of like mine to be just a little bit drier. I feel like I have a little more control over it. And I want to just knead it long enough to get it to all kind of come together here. Now we typically eat homemade biscuits usually 2 to 3 times a week. Use this same recipe every time. And basically, if I was making biscuits, I'd stop right there. I would about half to 3/4 inch. I've got a little 10-inch iron skillet I cook my biscuits in. This would be perfect to fill that pan. But we're going to make pizza crust, so I'm going to get this rolled out to fit the pan. Basically, I'm not going to put anything on my pan. Don't have to worry about this sticking. Get it pushed out to the edge here. Now one thing that I'm going to do, just put a couple of holes in it. This is my girls' favorite part when they get in and help me cook. That'll just keep that crust from bubbling up, some air pockets or whatever got in underneath it. Now we're going to bake this in the oven at 450 for probably 10-12 minutes just to get it browned. While the crust is cooking, I'm going to start 3 pieces of bacon, and this is half a roll of breakfast sausage. Got this on sale, 99 cents a row. We bought, I think, 5 or 6 rows of it. That's pretty cheap. Usually we find about $2.99 is probably the cheapest we usually find the roe sausage. Now I'm a real big fan of crispy bacon. My wife, she likes it just a little bit on the tender side, but I just like it crispy. Our crust is out of the oven, looking real good. Basically, I cooked the crust because once we put all the ingredients on top of the pizza, everything's going to be cooked. You're just going to melt the cheese, kind of heat everything through to consistent heat. So I've reduced the oven to 350. We're going to build the pizza here in a minute. Put it in there just long enough to get everything kind of blended. Crispy bacon, the way I like it. Got one of my girls up this morning early. It's just not even 6 yet, but I think she's gonna get to help. She likes helping Daddy cook. And basically, to make the gravy here, it's just gonna be flour, milk, and our bacon drippings here. Normally, if I'm making biscuits and gravy, I'm gonna make 2 cups of gravy. Since we're only doing this pizza here, I'm just going to do about a cup. Let this flour brown just a few minutes. Some pepper, salt. Add just a touch more. Just keep stirring this gravy and it's going to reduce down and be a perfect consistency. I like it, especially for a pizza, I like it to be a little bit thicker than some people may like. It looks just right about there. Alright, now for the eggs. Can't beat fresh eggs. Got a little shell in there. Usually do about 5 eggs, 5 large eggs. Seems to be a pretty good mix on the. Wash your hands, you can help me make the pizza. How about that? At the end of the video, I'm going to break down the actual cost of the recipe. And you know, you can't figure the cost of fresh chicken eggs. I mean, I say they're priceless. I know where my eggs come from, but they do cost. I mean, you know, if you don't have it, you know, chickens yet, I mean, you know, we have to buy feed, and you know, we sell eggs, which offset the cost of the maintenance and taking care of them, and the constant upgrades to the coop that we have going, and all, but still priceless to me. Alright, we're ready to assemble the pizza. Now the old saying, the early bird gets the worm, well in this case the early bird gets to help Daddy make pizza. Right? Okay, so I'm going to put the sauce on. We're just going to pour the gravy all over the top of it here. Go right to about an inch of the edge, just like you would any other pizza. Well, I could just dive into that right now. Alright, Rachie. I'm going to let you start the eggs. Let me get a little bit of cheese. Let me put a little cheese down before you put them eggs down. So I'm just going to take about half a cup of cheese. Okay, alright, spread them eggs all over there, babe. There you go. Finish it off right here. Now, crumble that bacon all over the top of it. Break it up and crumble it. Alright. Now you washed your hands. Just take, you ain't got to use a spoon. We're going to get messy cook. Just take your hands. That sauce is cooled down a little bit. Let's spread it all over it. Top it off with about a cup to cup and a half of cheese to finish it off. And cheese, I think, probably is the most expensive part of this recipe. Cheese ain't cheap nowadays. We're going to put it in the oven. While that pizza's in the oven, I snuck out to the greenhouse and got us a tomato. I love fresh tomato for breakfast. Especially a little bit of salt. That's good tomato there. I left it in there probably 10 minutes. 350. Basically, you're just melting the cheese at this point. Everything's cooked in the pizza. And there you have it, a very fun and frugal breakfast. Family loves it. Well, guys, I always enjoy cooking. That was a real fun video making, and especially when you can come up with frugal recipes like that to feed a large family like we have. Love the fact that Rachel came down and was able to cook with me this morning. Basically, I broke the recipe down. My biscuit recipe that we cook averages about 72 cents for a dozen biscuits, fresh, homemade. I know what's in them. Don't have to worry about the chemicals and all in this processed food. And the breakfast meat, because I got the roast sausage on sale, the sausage, half a row was only 50 cents. That's pretty cheap. Normally we pay $2.99 or so for roast sausage, and then the bacon breaks down to about 50 cents for a couple of 3 slices. So you've got a buck there, and then the gravy, 1/4 of a cup of flour, a cup of milk, your drippings from your meat. I mean, you're talking like 15 cents. Get out of here, go play. Eggs, priceless. You know, fresh eggs out of my hen house. Like I say, they do come with a cost, but for this purpose here, I'm gonna say priceless. Cheese is the most expensive part of the recipe. 2 cups of cheese runs about $3. We could leave the cheese out in a pinch and not have that expense, but all in all, I mean, this whole recipe looks like 3, 4, 72. You know, about $5 for a breakfast pizza, fresh, homemade, all scratch ingredients. You can't beat it. But anyways, guys, I got to get out here and do some watering out in the garden. Sun's just starting to come up. Beautiful. Not many clouds in the sky. It's gonna be a beautiful day. You guys have a great day. We'll see y'all later.